Okay, filter is in the game. Load. Now's the good question, which one it was. Well, it's certainly not that one with 32 hours. Okay, so basically I did the speedrun on New Year's Eve and I tried to push it as far as I could, but it was already so late that I didn't have actually time to finish it. The game has 4 chapters. We are at the end of chapter 3, so we are going to do the transition to chapter 4 and then chapter 4.
Would you like to change the status of the nostalgia filter?
We're going to activate the nostalgia filter because reasons. And yeah. Good. Let's add a marker to this and let's go to the transition because the transition is always going to take time. Which is fun. Thank you for choosing Argus again. Our future, our way.
We're not all. Yeah.
Without.
Hey.
Oh.
I will be honest.
This like you.
I would love to listen to all the text. If I could. I would let him bully me. It just means he likes you.
He must really like you then, Delta. You're almost all he can ever talk about.
Exposed!
That's a better indicator of Taylor's feelings, actually. Not what he says to your face, but what he says behind your back.
We all have different ways of expressing ourselves. Kinda like how you base characters in your books on us.
Only the ones that die.
What a good ending.
Hey, well,
Do things
kinda.
So you're not...
Well,
Kinda remind...
by the
Oh...
You know, it's interesting. Like, the
Oh.
gummies they eat in the game.
oh,
I don't...
They do exist, of course.
Third. Well...
But
Well...
I'm pretty sure you cannot
Looks...
buy them in Europe. Because in the end, weed is usually still not legal. The party begins. Charon, Heart to Heart 3. Is it? Kind of.
This party's actually pretty cool. Kinda wish we did stuff like this on the colony.
You didn't party on the colony? Sounds boring.
Well, we had gatherings, but not like this. Mostly campfire stuff. A couple songs on guitar. That's where I learned how to play Raise Your Hand. Other than that, it was just work, sleep, repeat. Have I ever told you how things work on the colony?
Not really. It's still a mystery to me. Can I point out, since basically we played through Komorebi, and, you know, at the end we end up in a colony outside of the city, and it's basically like, well, if you would go to the countryside in any country, you know, just really very nice log cabins, like big ones. And granted, okay, they live outside of the city and they have to work for their food and everything to make it livable, but let's face it, when I saw that I was like, I would prefer to live here. Of course, I would still prefer to have the amenities of modern life and the city, that I could like still go to the city, but living out there is far, far more interesting and better because it's like outside of nature and it's really beautiful. Like, it's also calm and quiet, which I personally prefer. But, you know, when he started to talk about the colony life outside, in my head, I imagined like, you know, here's a wall. Inside the wall is the city, and like just a little bit outside of the away from that wall, but not too far, like people live in tents, you know, maybe some makeshift houses out of, I don't know, like some metal thingy plates, aluminium, whatever. Like, I didn't imagine something that we encounter at the end of the game, but like really poor standing. Like you're basically have nothing, and here you are living in a half-wrecked tent thing where it's cold when it's cold, it's hot when it's hot, and you're basically really like have nothing. That is what I imagine. And it was a complete different case when we ended, like when we came to the end of the game. And I was like, if that's living in a colony, then that is not bad.
Well, every week we get an allowance of food and water. It was entirely dependent on how much work we did. The more we contributed, the more we got back.
See, when he talks about this like that, I think to myself, like, that sounds more like, you know, living in containers and stuff like that.
If you slacked off, they could deny you the essentials, so it creates this atmosphere of hard work being necessary. It definitely is, though. Running a colony takes a lot of work. So it makes sense that they'd reward the hardest workers. I was always at the top of the list. Guess I love to help out. But when you live out there, you can't really do anything else.
That sounds depressing and demanding.
Some would say the same about city life, actually. You're all under Argus's thumb whether you like it or not. Gotta live life the way they demand it, or suffer the losses.
True.
At least in the city, you can be depressed in style. A lot easier to put on a mask when you have all this stuff to do. Did I tell you I went to that big tower everyone keeps talking about?
Living in style, but depressed. Like, ugh. You didn't actually.
Well, it was pretty cool. Like climbing the tallest tree in the world. I could practically see my colony from up there. Never been that high up before. They even had a part where the floor was transparent. Good thing I'm not scared of heights. Would have had a heart attack. Oh, and then I went to the store that sold only guitars. I hooked one up to a big speaker and got to play it. People started watching, saying I was talented.
It's clearly excited to be talking about all of this. And speedrun. Shit. Talented? You'll have to serenade me sometimes.
Then it's a date. Wait, is that the right expression?
At least he's honest. Guess it depends what your intentions are.
Yeah, I guess it does.
He smiles.
One thing I've noticed, though, you have so much junk food in the city. Definitely think I've put on a few pounds by now.
True. Modern life. Welcome your junk food. He tucks on his collar.
It's getting a bit tight.
Been curious about that collar.
Oh, you have?
Where did you get it from? Why do you wear it?
I could ask the same about your wardrobe. Been rocking that outfit since the day I met you. In fact, come to think of it, everyone has.
I shrug.
Either way, it was just a gift given to me on the colony. That's how we'd show affection between friends. A special gift with a special meaning.
Why are you speedrunning Komorebi? To prove a point. You guys always said like, actually it's mostly their noise. Who always said like, oh, Komorebi 24 or 12 hour stream, speedrun Komorebi. And I was like, no. And then I was like, you know what? You never expect the Spanish Inquisition, so therefore on New Year's Eve I was like, I'm gonna speedrun Komorebi. with nostalgia filter on, just to prove the point that I can do it. And then, I don't know, maybe in my hopes that Vilnoise will stop bothering me with this. Is it about sending a message? More or less, yes. I mean, it's a good game. The gimmick does stick out. Yeah, I mean, the nostalgia filter doesn't do anything, and honestly, I prefer color. It is a good game. I will say I would actually replay Komorebi, but like just to listen to them talk. Like not really me actually voice acting the stuff that is not voice acted, just to listen to them, what they are saying, the banter they have between each other. I meant overall picture of the game. Yeah.
I heard in the city you just give each... Well, I actually wanted to talk to you about my past, but I think we should take it to the bedroom. It's not stuff that I want anybody overhearing.
Like the interface was intentionally made like it was, like it belonged to August. Yeah. I also like that the interface is not like straight lines. It's like pissing off people. Like, no, it's not a straight line. What is this? And the nostalgia tag that was mentioned later into the game. Yeah, it's just mean when you think about it. Like, they give you all of this, and from the beginning, you can activate, like, the nostalgia filter, and you kind of suspect that it does something because the game intentionally colors certain words where you think like maybe it does something. There's also the other thing that is actually nothing, but I noticed it. It has nothing to do with the color of the font of the game. Sometimes when you read the text, sometimes you encounter words that look like when some letters look like there's a other letter behind them and they kind of erased it, but not completely, which made me think like if you put on the nostalgia filter that some words in sentences might be replaced with others. But that wasn't the case. I think it's just a bug in the font or in the engine of the game that made it like that. I cannot give you an exact example because I don't remember where it happened over and over again, but I don't know exactly where. Which implies that somehow Delta ended up becoming a victim of it, even though even they started a revolution that almost overthrew Argus or the major corp's grip on the world. Basically Cyberpunk 2077 storyline. Yeah. I mean, I like the plot twist in the end. Oh, taking things to the next level with me?
Yeah, we'll see.
Tilts its head toward the bedrooms. I decide we should go to mine and start leading the way. Oh my.
Sorry, but you never know who's listening in. You're pretty close with Isaac, right?
Which is quite an engaging story, giving the name a very good foundation for sequels. It does, but I do not expect a sequel at all from Komorebi. You know, so far, Clays has never made a sequel to any of the games. Kind of an Easter egg continuation sequel to Winds of Change is in Komorebi. But yeah, I already have the baseline for it. It's a shame that the creators quit after 10. Okay, I guess you... Are you still talking about Cyberpunk, or are you talking about Komorebi for the last 2 sentences? Because I'm confused which one it should be now. Or this game is simply a passion project. You're still talking about Komorebi? Or do you talk about Cyberpunk? You're kind of dating, yeah?
Right, I remember that coming up in the group chat. I wanted to talk to him about something, but I don't know how.
No. CD Projekt Red didn't quit after making Cyberpunk. What? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk him about?
Well, you got me thinking about my past. Did I ever tell you about my parents?
Coffee, whatever you are saying in the last few sentences is extremely confusing because I don't know. Are you talking about Cyberpunk or are you talking about Komorebi? Because now you're suddenly talking about CD Projekt Red and then you talk about Clays and what? Was talking about Komorebi the whole time. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because you mention it and then you... To me also, yes, I would say it's like about Komorebi, but then you go back to... I'm pretty sure CD Projekt Red didn't quit after making Cyberpunk. Okay. The thing is, so far, the visual novels Clays made were always like single games. And as far as I understand, the next game Clays is working on is a remake of his first visual novel game. But I don't know where that is standing or if this is still a thing. Is he only the writer? He's definitely the writer. He's, as far as I know, he's not the artist, he's not the musician for most things, but I know Clays is also a singer. I think music, art is all done by different people. He writes it, and I think he might also do the programming and stuff. But like I said, as far as I know, he's working on a remake of his first visual novel. Except I don't know what the status of that is. You got me thinking about my past. Did I ever tell you about my parents? You said you never really knew them. There's no guarantee that he will make more games, since he isn't a full-time game creator. I know. You can just quit for personal reasons. Sure. But as you see, he basically made all these 3 games he made so far in his time in between his actual jobs. So,
Yeah, that's true. They passed. While I was growing up, the other colonists told me one thing. They told me that my parents celebrated the anniversary of their defection.
they must have been happy to leave the city behind.
But why? But look at how hard we're fighting to get back in. We needed the help of Cypher and Hermes to even stand a chance. What was so terrible that they needed to run away and force this life on me?
I think he has the potential to write good games. I mean, with the 2nd and the 3rd game, which is Winds of Change and Komorebi, I feel Clays has already proven that they are quite good at writing games.
Impossible to guess. Sure. But that's where things get a bit complicated. Normally, it'd be hard to track down specific people. Exactly. I wanted to... Is that too much to ask? Or maybe selfish is the word I'm looking for. I just feel like it could give me some closure.
It's normal to be curious about your family history. Is it? Sometimes you have to be selfish in order to get what you want.
I guess so. I mean, Argus would call Hermes selfish, right? But you know, like why they left the city, why they condemned our bloodline, my bloodline. I may not have deserved a life in the city, but I deserve an answer.
It's true the plot holes are excusable. Like Aspen Hotel, which is funded by the overlord Jeff Bezos himself. Yeah. You know, I don't expect any story to come in and be like perfect without any plot holes. I think every story suffers in some way of plot holes, which is okay. It's basically like the same with art. You cannot expect getting an artwork and it is perfect without any single mistake. Somehow ends up with more holes like a cheese after someone unloaded 8 buckshots into it. Yeah. The thing is this. I haven't played the first visual novel from Clays, considering that Clays apparently works on a remake of the first visual novel. Is a reason to not really play the first visual novel. We shall see. But I certainly have to say, after playing Winds of Change and playing Komorebi, I have to say when it comes to furry visual novels, I would say Clays is doing a very good job at it. Like, you know, so many furry visual novels usually are pretty shallow. Sure, they have like often some slice of life going on, but mostly they are very obvious with choices. They are not like super deep. And I feel like Clays has gripped something where they can present to us a slice of life story that feels like, you know, you play it and you feel like, I believe this. Like, this world is believable. These characters are believable. These characters are also likable because these characters act like people and not like someone sat down and wrote his favorite OC with how they wish they would be. Like, they really feel like people. They have quirks, they have humor, they have up and down sides. and you experience all of that. And it's not just like, you know, character comes in and it's Mr. Perfect and so on. So what's his intention with the story? Is he going to change it, or just a general art and quality of life improvements? I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't read into it much. I only saw like the news, a news article somewhere about it that just said like, yeah, I'm going to remake my first visual novel, and I'm pretty sure they gonna remake most of the art and like bring it up to standards to like Winds of Change and this, I guess. But the first visual novel, I didn't play it, but I think the first visual novel Clay's made was more a very typical visual novel, you know, where it's more like about dating characters and like nothing too deep, you know, basically like, hey, I'm going to a club and I meet characters and then I start to befriend one and more maybe, and just rinse and repeat. I think I had the impression from the game like that from what I saw from the trailer and the images. But I don't know for sure, of course, because I didn't play it. The only unrealistic part about this game is that how fast the characters fall in love, which is totally unrelatable for me, or I'm just bitter about relationships. I can understand that. I would say like everybody's a bit different when it comes to that. For me, I never understood like in school times how other students were like, oh, I fell in love with this person, and then they tried to like date them or at least like confess to them and something like that. I never understood that either. I also agree like the best possible thing when it comes to a relationship is most likely when you get to know the person, and that takes time. I don't really think that you are just walking down the street and find Mr. or Mrs. Perfect by just looking at them and then like hanging out with them for a week and go like, yep. But the thing is, it can happen, and yes, there are people who do that. And I cannot tell you if this is really a good thing, if it really works out. I guess in very rare cases it does. Because not everybody is the same. There's a lot of people who are very artificially, like, on the surface, I would like describe it, like, you know, it doesn't take much for them to get into a relationship and they don't actually want much out of the relationship. I'd say the same for other people, of course. Love is a strong word to throw around as you grow up. But in the game, I can understand how Isaac and Delta end up dating because they have known each other for a long time. Same for the rest of the characters. Yeah. Like you said, and like it is established, like we already know Isaac for quite some time. Then Isaac also knows his friend circle for a longer time, and they know each other for quite some time. So the dynamic within this entire circle is very understandable. And I would say, for the sake of the game itself, it is understandable that we are thrown into this and the characters develop quite fast an interest in us. And while I agree with you, in the logical case, I would also say, like, this would probably take some time. For the sake of the game, I can overlook that. The dynamic is understandable, but unless I experienced it myself, then I can't know for sure. Yeah. Like I said, don't take that part too seriously. Just accept it. It's for the game itself. For the sake of the game, you have kind of to reduce the time frame to make reason into it. Which is not an English sentence, but I don't care. We, the players, are having one viewing Delta's memory, so a lot of nuances are lost for us. Yeah. Isaac will definitely help you out, I know it.
I think so too. Is that all it takes to change the course of history then? Just one string of coincidences after another?
I have to sprinkle a bit of conviction in there as well.
And maybe an apple or two. I won't. I know it. You've.
Oh no.
It's. Until next time.
Until next time. Oh no, we skipped the lovely guy on guy action. How evil. Basically, we are implied to be someone using the Argus machine to check into Delta, probably in the Panopticon. Yeah.
Hey, Delta! I was just waiting for you. Hope the party's going good so far.
It's good, but it will be better when we are alone.
Oh, totally. New Year's Eve is a perfect date night. Great for creating those special memories.
He stops to think for a moment before continuing.
I've got that surprise all prepared too.
Should we be scared?
No reason to be. I think you'll love it. Who are all these people anyway? There's no way you have this many friends. You'd be surprised. No, because it's not true. Ouch. I've made a lot of connections over the years, you know. Normally, I don't let my worlds collide, but tonight is special.
Ask him why he said what. Wow. I asked him why he said he was waiting for me.
Oh, right. My follow-up interview is all organized now.
And speedrun.
New Year. That's.
You mean
Is that?
it made
Then.
Friends,
You
in
might-
this economy, impossible,
Sounds like
right?
Oh, well,
That's fair.
it was only a.
let's hope
speak.
Wow.
you.
Fair. What kind of life? Nothing.
I will be honest.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Any. Remember.
What?
Yeah.
Like, friends are great, but keeping in contact with all your friends is really not easy. First midnight. Clay's heart to heart. Haha. I pursued the dating with Clay's this time because I missed it in my actual playthrough and I wanted to see it. In this situation, I don't think I had much of a choice. I owed Clay's a good time, that much is clear. Especially after what I did. It's hard to look somebody in the eye after betraying them. Especially when the thing you betrayed is as fragile as trust. Should I tell him? Is there any way I could ever make it up to him? I don't know. Clay steps forward, looking up at the twilight.
Pretty sight, isn't it?
Not as pretty as you, actually.
Wow. I was right. You really do have a silver tongue.
Oh no. Well, I'm keeping contact with a few close friends, even though having different schedules and jobs. Yeah, the biggest problem is actually not having friends, the biggest problem is being an adult, you know? When you're still in school, it's pretty easy because you have a lot of free time and often you already hang out with friends in the same class as you, so it's not much of a problem. But as soon as you become an adult, your life becomes much more busy. And then finding time to hang out with your friends and being available for even some chit-chat and small talk becomes far more difficult. And then you also might start to have friends all around the world that live in different time zones, which makes it, on top of that, even more difficult. And you only have 24 hours a day, so you can just not spare always time for everybody. So I guess the best thing you can do is have friends, but also be aware that you cannot always have time for every friend in your friend list. And like, you basically like swap around, like a little bit back and forth. Sometimes you have like not contact with some friends for a few weeks and then you come back. But if those are good friends, you know, friends that are on your wavelength, friends that understand you, they will understand and accept that because they know themselves how it is to keep in contact with their own friends. I give you the best example. My oldest friend is someone I have sometimes quite long not any contact with. And the best part about this friendship is 6 months, like, we talk, and then for 6 months we don't talk one word with each other. And after 6 months, I just contact them and we basically just continue what we usually talk about. And there's no eye batted at each other, nothing like, oh, you never contacted me, what's wrong with you? Nothing. It's just like having a break where we both just experienced the break as, yeah, it was a few days ago, despite months were in between. That is something that I really cherish between me and my oldest friend, that I just can pick up where I left and we don't care. Which is why I separate my groups. I don't make more friends at work. Oh, me and my friend are definitely not the same wavelength. The thing when I speak about how I see and treat friends is probably different than other people do. Because, how to explain this? So, most people just make this. They are the center, and then, usually nearby this center, is family for most people, and best friends, or just one best friend. You know, someone you really involve with your life, where you can simply talk about anything and you have like a high trust with each other. Usually that's one person, or it's a very few people that you consider as best friends. Now, like, usually you have like you, family, maybe a best friend or a few, and then friends. And then you have co-workers and people you sometimes meet, acquaintances. I have it very similar, but I have like, you know, like, I have friends I trust far more, and I have friends that are, well, friends. It's nice to hang out with them from time to time. I don't mind to talk with them, but like, I'm not going into deep talk about myself or them with them. They're just friends. Like, I have a good time with them, but there's nothing more than that. So I shove my friends a little bit around when it comes to distance to me. And that's how I treat it. Like, I really only talk about personal things with people I feel like I'm on a specific trust level, and I see they are like basically on the very same wavelength as me, and that's it. I can easily be friends with someone where I don't have much in common, because I maybe just like them as a person, but like nothing else. Like, I'm not going to pursue like hanging out with them if they are there because there's a group of friends and they are also there. Okay. The strangest part is probably that most people consider family as something that is pretty near to you, relationship-wise. And I turn this around and say, like, I have some friends that I consider far more trustworthy and close to me than my actual family. Not because my family is bad, like, not because I consider like my family bad or I'm not getting along with them. I just don't see them as close as some friends of mine, because I still have like sides and things in my life that I'm never going to talk really about with my family. Simply put, we bonded with the only hobby that we share and how we learn things as we become adults and responsibilities. Yeah. Not that we have the time to hang out, but we make the time to hang out. Yeah. Sometimes you have just to make time to hang out. Yeah. But yeah, I think everybody has their own ways to deal with family and friends and how they place them and how near they place them to themselves. So yeah, I don't know.
Words like that under a sky like this, you might just make me fall for you.
He smiles and takes a sip of his drink. Suddenly memories of his room flood back into my mind. I'm sorry to say this, but having different social calendar is just an excuse to me. If you want to hang out, you will make the time to. I guess with different social calendar, you mean like people having a calendar with schedules that is everyday things, but when it comes to hanging out with other people and being social, it's like a different calendar instead of just having one calendar and see like, okay, yeah, I'm busy and here I have free time. I guess that's what you're trying to convey. Those pill bottles, I recognized the name of the medication. They were tranquilizers meant to relieve anxiety, fear, and stress. Should he really be mixing those with alcohol like that? No. More like a priority problem. Welcome to my life. Either way, a lot of things started to make sense in my head. Ever since we arrived, he's been so calm and soft-spoken. Definitely a far cry from how you would imagine a pop star to be. Now I know why, and also why I've seen him zoning out a lot. He's clearly going through something. Maybe I should be as nice and supportive as possible, but not in a way that reveals my awareness of his situation.
Do you ever wonder what'll happen when you're gone?
It is revealed Clay's in-game is high as a kite. Yeah. Look, I don't know. He huffed the forbidden paint. Oh no. The thing is, I don't know how it is to be social, like to have anxiety. I don't know how that is. I can imagine how it is. And I can imagine that it is very tempting to take meds to get rid of it. But it's not going to solve the problem itself, right? You have to work on the problem at its core to make it go away. And not be like, I'm going to take meds until the end of my life because I don't want to deal with my anxiety. And drank the forbidden alcohol, therefore he got banished from heaven and now has to live a life of sin. Yay! A life of sin! Aren't we all living a life of sin? Huh?
Not that stuff about returning to the stars. I mean here, on Earth, like consequences and stuff. I've been thinking about that a lot since the Wayfarer, actually. Especially since we were talking about legacies.
I don't think we've ever gone. I don't think we are ever gone, as long as we exist in memories.
That's a really pretty thought. I think you just changed my mind, Delta.
From what to what?
Well, I thought my legacy would be my music. And when I was gone, people would listen to my songs.
I'm totally not a sinner, because I'm not a Christian. That's how it works. Take that, Catholics. Yeah! Oh, by the way, if anyone ever thinks like this is Clay's themselves, who created this game, it's not the case. Clay's actual persona looks different. The voice is also not Clay's. The voice is a voice actor. So yes, sure, they put in a character named Clay's, but it's not Clay's. We don't know how much of actual Clay's personality and personal life experience got into this character, but yeah, just keep that in mind. 70% of Catholics sound like extremists to me. Well, most religious people are kind of extremists. Not all of them, of course. Luckily, not all of them. But yeah, a majority of them take their own religion far too serious. I've never found any... Do you mean Buddhist or buddy? Do you mean Buddhist or do you mean buddy?
Which is true, but it's not about the songs. It's what they feel while they listen. Music has always been about sharing emotions with the world.
Did I mispronounce the word? I don't know. The word buddish is what I make a conjunction to buddy. So I just wanted to clarify if you mean buddy or you mean Buddhist.
Helping people work through their tough times, giving them happiness, hope, maybe even love.
Look, I'm not sure if there is actually like a word that describes a Buddhist with buddish, but whatever. Yeah, okay. Okay, I never found any Buddhist that preached with the same intensity that most Christians are. The problem is that most Christians feel like that they need to preach their own religion unto other people. You know, what I call God damn it, I forgot the word. So basically, what I don't like when Christians do that is like preaching around and say like, my religion is the best, blah, first and foremost that, and then the next one going around trying to soliciting their religion onto others. Which, by the way, here's a hint to your Christians, your own religion says that you should not soliciting your religion onto others, or force them into your religion, or tell them that they should follow your religion. Don't do that. It's even against your own belief, your own faith. It's in the book. If you don't believe me, you could read it, because I'm pretty sure you never read it. A Buddhist is not really going around and preach like you should believe in Buddha and anything, because that is not what Buddhism is about. More like they think that their own religion is the one that matters and nothing else takes priority. Reading comprehension isn't their strong suit. True. Look, my take on religion is this. Despite that most religions have done bad things in the past and doing in the present, you following a religion doesn't mean you become instantly a bad person. I always say like, whatever religion you feel like you want to be part in your life is okay, as long you are not taking your religion as a law, as rules that dictate your life. Take any religion as a guideline. A guideline means that you can take from it what you feel like is correct and ignore other things in it that you feel and don't agree with. And also, do not think that your religion is better than any other, and don't go around and try to convince other people to join your religion. As long as you adhere to that, then I will accept that you are following that religion, and I will also accept that you have this as part of your life. I'm not gonna make fun of you, I will accept it. But the moment you break those things, I will not care if I make fun of your religion. I myself are not religious, but I can accept people who want to have religion as part of their lives. You know, religion per se is not just instantly just bad. Sometimes it just helps people to cope with life, to get through with life. Sometimes they even need it to chew through some heavy sections in their own personal life, and it helps them. And if it does, good. Doesn't mean that you instantly become a good person if you're affiliated with any religion. Oh no! If you need a god to watch your ass to make sure you do good things, then you aren't a good person to begin with. Unless you do it and then you actually change. Then it's okay-ish, I would say. I personally would say, like, people could easily go through life without any religion. But the problem is, religion will most likely never die out with humans. Sadly. Despite that, I think we don't need them.
So I think that's it. My legacy will be in the love of those I left behind. And by sharing it, they can make the world a better place.
See this. I like this. My legacy will be in the love of those I've left behind. And by sharing it, they can make the world a better place. That is a good way of looking at it. Like, you don't need to leave behind a monumental project that you did, but always see it like that. Like, a lot of people, look, here's maybe something easy to understand. Like, a lot of people often ask themselves, like, what I'm going to leave behind in this world, and they feel bothered by that because they feel like they need to leave something behind that people remember them. And I always say, like, look, every day for most people, in any moment in your life, when you interact with someone, you leave something behind. If you are a good person to begin with, and you share that with other people, there's the smallest chance that this small interaction with you made their day better at that point, or maybe even down the road made them change something in their lives. That is a legacy that you will leave behind. You don't need to be known as the creator of the Pyramid 2.0 to be remembered. Who cares? Nobody needs to read your name in a history book. That's not the important part. The people that had good interactions with you, that learned maybe something from you, will remember you and your name, and they will also tell other people about you. And so, your legacy lives on through generations. Mouth propaganda. Like a herd dynamic. My legacy, I leave behind my nudes, my web browser history, and your Twitter account. Yes, if you didn't think about the idea that you should delete every post in your Twitter account before you're leaving the ship, I did.
So, it's not about my music.
I would
It's about me
rather...
and my effect on people.
I would rather some people forget about me instead. If it wasn't worth for them to remember, then that's okay. Otherwise, kind of sad. He places his hand in mine with a soft grip as we look up at the sky.
You know, I've got a few people up there, in the stars. I can only wonder, as they watch, if I've made them proud.
I forget, I mean, not like that. What the fuck? I'm sure you've made them incredibly proud.
I hope so. Every single day. I'll I'll have to ask them when I see them again.
You know what irritates me? Clay's voice actor is the voice actor of Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I will be honest, I never watched NGE in English. But since I know that fact, and I listen to Clay's voice actor, every time I hear it, all that pops up in my goddamn head is the picture of Shinji, and I'm like, fuck. Proud? My parents? No way. Yeah, I know. I've heard Clay's voice. Like, don't misunderstand me. I don't dislike the voice of this voice actor. It's just that I know that this voice actor has voiced Shinji, and I hate Shinji. Probably because Clays himself isn't a professional voice actor. Actually, as far as I understand, Clays is a voice actor. I think singing is different from voice acting. That is correct. I know that Clays is definitely a singer. But wasn't Clays also a voice actor? I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Or simply the voice actor can bring out the character's personality more, because it's their job. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Clays is just a singer and a writer and a dev. Yeah, I think I'm mixing this up. It's just really, really, really funny when you play like furry visual novel games and it has voice actors in them. And just not only furry visual novel games, but like, you know, you just play that and suddenly you get interested in who is this voice actor, and then you check it out and then you see like, holy hell, they have like years and years of experience and they were like in this cartoon, in this anime, in this game. But at the same time, I kinda like that I know that we have furry voice actors in the industry. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the industry has no fucking clue about that. You know, it's another invasion of furries into the world. It's the same thing as like, oh yeah, the internet runs because of furries, because yes, that's true. If I see Clays post another Gorillion pic of his OC in the same latex suit, I'm gonna throw a fit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not much involved in what Clays is doing in their life. There has also been some drama about Clays, and Clays was recently also banned from a con because tried like to get people from the con to work for him, or something like that. That was, I think, the offense why Clay's was banned from the con. There's also something going on between the musician or songwriter of Komorebi and Clay's. So there's a little bit of shit going on in the background there. And yeah, it's kind of sad to see, you know? It's sad to see because, like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, like, if you're an artist, if you're a songwriter, if you're a singer, or you're making games. I find it always sad when I see, like, talented, skilled people that are really good at something that they are doing, but then as a person, they make, like, some shitty decisions and stuff that wasn't necessary to do. And it gives me, like, this paradox feeling of, like, I don't agree with what they did, but at the same time, I'm also don't want to just abandon them because of that, because I really actually like what they are doing, where they are skilled at. And this is not, like, exclusive. I see that happen time and time again when it comes to furries. What does that mean? What does PDF mean except a format for PCs? Hopefully later, rather than sooner.
Yeah, for sure.
With a nervous laugh, he rubs the back of his head.
I hope I'm not bringing you down with all the sad talk. It's just impossible not to think about, you know? Especially with everything that's been going on lately. But I realize I should stop worrying and start hoping. Self-pity can be pretty addicting after all.
As we talk, I notice Isaac in the corner of my eye. It's only notable because he's looking around, making sure he's unseen. Coffee. Look at the word looking. Do you see how the edges of the letters are strange looking in comparison to the rest of the text? That's what I meant. So he's looking, like, this part here looks weird, and that's why I thought, like, the nostalgia filter might change these words. Shortened version for child touches. Okay. Okay. I get it. But yeah. See here. This I just don't get. Yeah, it could be a format problem. But that was literally the reason that I thought, like, some text might change with the nostalgia filter. Because of these things. And it happens over and over again in the game. You saw some in Stardust Kids too, you know. Nothing comes to my mind right now, but I perfectly trust your word. Holding a briefcase, and he hands it off to one of the partygoers. That's not suspicious at all. The words that appear as yeah. Yeah, I agree. I remember that. I look over at Claes and he's tugging at his scarf, almost looking nervous. It's impossible for me to look at him the same anymore, knowing what I know now. Consumed by the thoughts of Sudoku and death. Word format error that doesn't fit with the engine. Yeah. It sends chills down my spine to know that's what he's been scribbling. Especially when we were all just having casual conversation as a group. And to lie about it, saying it's notes for... saying it is notes for his memories? He told us he needed help, we would help him. And then there's the matter of that business card. I think our character doesn't realize that if someone is in a situation like this, they are very much hesitating to accept any help from anyone. Comes with the anxiety. So, all in all, they are not wrong. They are not wrong to say, like, you can tell your friends. Your friends are there to help you because they trust you. True, but that doesn't matter because in the situation where you feel like anxious about it and it is deeply personal, it becomes really, really difficult to just open up and accept help, even if it's from the most trusted people. Like the chat box that display Chinese text as boxes. Yeah. Ah, that explains why I have that in Smite. When there are people where there's just text boxes. I see. They just use Asian characters. Or a certain string of symbols that crash 9 players game in League of Legends because the game engine is just that good. Yep.
Well, what should we talk about next? Still got a few minutes before the music starts.
Got any big plans for the new year?
Nope, not at all. But I mean that in a good way. Usually every minute of every day is planned.
You know, I'm not this person that says like, New Year's resolution is a good thing. Point one, it's proven most of them will not stick anyway. And on the other hand, I say like, you can make resolutions at any given minute, any given second in your life. You don't need New Year's for that.
But that's label stuff, so I can't really say no. I just hope this hiatus lasts as long as it can. It's good to be free from all their demands.
Smiles and finishes off his drink. New resolution 800 by 600. Nice. That's almost HD.
You know we're gonna have to dance, right? A bit slower than I'm used to, but I can deal with it.
I know. Looks like Isaac was going for some fancy waltz-like atmosphere. In fact, I can see the musicians setting up their instruments. This must have been expensive. How much does Isaac make anyway? $100,000 per minute. Imagine working 1 minute a month. This house, this backyard, this event. Augers must pay their employees well. I really need to get a job. Get a job! But they're taking our jobs! Maybe I can hook me up after everything blows over, and I can become a hooker. Kinda sounds cool when I think about it, working as a team. Isaac do tax evasion as his main job. You know, you can legally do tax evasion. You can do it today, you can do it in the future. And you know how? By not having an actual working contract, and getting paid on the hand in cash. Because what you receive as cash is not noted down anywhere. Overthrowing Argus is just a side hustle. Yep.
Just remember, left, right, left, right. Follow the flow of the others.
Dancing waltz is basically not very difficult actually. But it takes a moment to get used to it.
Let's not be the type of couple that disrupts the dance. It's a social faux pas, and I'm not here to get judged.
That's fair. I would hate to get teased. But teasing? I start to wonder why nobody recognized Clace, though. Not a single glance in our direction from the partygoers. I wonder why. Surely a pop idol at the party was bound to cause a stir? Feels odd, and I can't quite shake off the feeling. But I guess it's not really worth worrying about. How can some people be born with such high alcohol tolerance? Well, if they are Scottish, or if they are Irish, or they are from any of the northern countries, Norway, Sweden, Finland, then yes, you have a natural alcohol tolerance of a demigod. The band is in place and the people start gathering in the backyard. I think the tolerance for alcohol comes DNA-wise. The only other way to get near to that is probably being, well, an alcoholic. It looks like this dance would lead into midnight and then Clace's performance. I have to give Isaac some credit for being so thorough in his party planning.
Looks like it's time.
He grabs my hands and we head toward the others. Everyone assumes a dancing position, placing their hands on one another. 'Cause Europe is where God himself stores his surplus of alcohol. Here's also something else. If you happen to be from those named countries, and also being a furry, then, yeah, you are a disaster, because you will go to a con and drink every single drop of alcohol from the place you are staying. And they will be amazed by it and be like, shit. And where Eve was banished after she took a swig of the forbidden bottle of knowledge. Oh no, so alcohol is knowledge now? We look into each other's eyes as the band starts to play. Left, right, just like his advice. We sway side to side in time with everyone else.
I heard you're supposed to do this at weddings and graduations.
Yep.
But I never really had any time for that kind of stuff. After that talent show, my life went in a completely different direction. I only know how to do this because I watched some videos online.
He blushes and looks away, like he revealed an embarrassing fact.
Anything I couldn't do, I just looked up on the internet. And that way I kinda live through other people. Did you know that they won't let me go to shopping malls? Too much of a security risk or something like that. So there's this one channel that I love. They go on tours of every possible mall. It's like you're actually there. I even watched a video of the big one here in town. Might not get to go in person, so the footage will have to do.
Alcoholic version of the forbidden fruit. She drank the forbidden vodka, Jimmy. No! I will be honest, I enjoy watching videos of people just walking through nature. Because I cannot guarantee that I ever will be at that place and ever experience it. But watching people, like, not with music or anything, just showing the nature and the walk and everything, I enjoy that because it just makes me see the world where I most likely will never go in my entire life. So it's not wrong to do that. What has she unleashed upon humanity? She has unleashed Europeans. No, not Europeans. The embarrassed look on his face almost amplifies.
Gosh, that must sound so stupid. Locked in a jet, watching videos of people living their lives. But it's a ruthless world out there, Delta. Far more than it has any right to be.
Did Clace just call everyone who watches YouTube movies, videos, embarrassed? Embarrassing? Do we all need to feel embarrassed that we watch YouTube videos? Music continues, as does our dance.
Just a little hiatus. Yeah, right. All it did was whet my appetite for more. But I can't really get greedy, can I?
He smiles at me.
I'm just glad that I got to make some memories with all of you. A group of friends I can trust and always hold dear.
Trust. That word hits me like a knife in the heart.
Until death, right? That's the pact you all made?
The sin of greed. I nod.
Then I'll be a part of that deal too.
My heart starts to race and I'm overcome with emotion. We continue our dance, but I feel like the worst person in the world. Sight of those drawings in his diary is all I can see in my mind. How can I keep a secret like that from him? How can I hold him like this, knowing how much I've betrayed him? I feel a tear fall down my cheek. I let my thoughts get the better of me.
Hey.
Every time, anywhere, someone goes like, hey, the only two things come to mind. One is winds of change, and the other thing is Miles Morale going to the girl, putting his hand on her shoulder and going like, hey. He moves a hand up to wipe the tear off my cheek.
I didn't mean to make you cry, Delta. I'm sorry. We're both members of the same club, remember? If we don't have each other's backs, we don't have anything. But don't worry. Even if I do go away, I doubt I'll go very far.
He gulps, and I can see his eyes start to water as well.
Just look up to the stars, okay? You watch for me, and I'll watch for you.
Hey. Hey! The music slowly stops, replaced by the countdown to midnight. We stare into each other's eyes, enjoying the moment. Surely a perfect one for him, yet I feel torn apart inside. As we get closer to midnight, he inches his face toward mine. A kiss? I slowly inch mine forward as well. The next couple of moments feel like an eternity.
Wait, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh no, second doubts. Second thoughts, actually. Instead, he rests his head near my shoulder. I wrap my arms around him and hold him.
Let's put a rain check on that one, okay? I'll decide when the time feels right.
I nod, which he can clearly feel due our embrace. Then it's midnight. Rigorous applause fills our ears. He pulls back, and we lock eyes once again.
Happy New Year, Delta. Thanks for being part of my best one yet. And let's make sure this next one is even better.
Happy nude deer. The dance is over and everyone goes back to their social groups. It was nice to see everybody so united for once, moving in harmony.
Guess that means it's time for my performance. I hope you stay and listen, or I might be offended.
There is no deer. Go home, you're drunk. Yay! Be crime, do gay. He smiles and runs off to the area the band performed in. Isaac is there and he helps Clays to get everything set up. I wouldn't want to offend him, so I decide to stay and listen. I'll head inside afterward though and continue the night. Speedrun, go!
Hey, it's not a...
Oh no, I skipped the song. No, not the song skipping. So mean. I'm sure a lot of people who played the game for the first time get surprised as Clays's voice sounds nothing like when he's singing. But the thing is, that is not uncommon actually. A lot of people sound different when they are talking versus when they are singing. The most extreme examples are literally like people who sing at higher octaves, and then you talk to them and they go like, oh yeah, I'm like talking like this in normal voice. But when they're singing, they're like, and here I am singing. You know? The disparity is a bit too big on this one.
Well then, you passed the test.
I would say it is more... I'd say that is a good thing. If you have such a good range of dynamic in your voice, then that's impressive. I don't know. Let's think. Okay, so that. So when I'm normally talking, I usually talk around in this area of my voice, pitch-wise. But if I get like bored or I'm getting like tired, my voice drops. So I basically go down here when I'm like that, because I don't really actually put any effort into my muscles anymore. Congrats, you can live a double life now. Yay! What test?
I didn't startle you. That means you're innocent.
Innocent?
Only people with a guilty conscience would jump. Trust me, it's a tried and true method.
Somehow I doubt that.
Well, I sure shocked Isaac. And Dante just assumed a fighting stance.
Congrats, you can live a double life now, or you're bipolar. In what sense?
Did you know he's actually trained in self-defense? So when he says he wants to fight, he totally does.
Interesting.
You're blocking the door, by the way. I came here to get another drink.
Speedrun.
It's not. Besides, you already know I'm not innocent. And I can think of far better ways to show it off.
What does self-defense mean? It means you defend yourself against an attack? Defense to what? People? We were talking about clays, right? With the self-defense? I didn't pay too much attention. The best defense is to run away. Sometimes you cannot run away. I meant Dante. Huh. I mean, let's face it. Look, let's face it. Self-defense is fine if you know how to do it. Especially when you're more known to the world. You know, fans can be stupid sometimes. And here's a tip. Here's a tip. Never think that a flight attendant is weak. Not even the female flight attendants. All of these guys undergo a strict anti-terrorist self-defense training. So don't fuck with flight attendants. They will fucking break you if they want to. What kind of martial arts are included? Why would anyone think that? Think what? I think when it comes to like anti-terrorist training and self-defense, it is most likely not a specific martial arts, but like a mix out of many things. Who would think flight attendants are weak? I will be honest, until I actually learned of the fact that flight attendants actually undergo like a training like that, I would have never suspected that they would be able to do something like that. I didn't think that flight attendants were weak, but I wouldn't have expected that they literally could suppress like a criminal in the plane, like themselves. You know? But good to know. By the way, a friend of mine is a flight attendant, who is also a furry, by the way. And I'm like, I look at him and go like, I also know what he is walking around in his fursuit. And I go like, that is the last thing I would expect. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't try to get on the bad side of that person. I know that their training are only for extreme situations. I know what that means. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny when you think about that there is this male furry who runs around in a maid costume at cons, but in reality is a flight attendant. Well, you can date them. They can make you make reliable partners. Sure, you can. As long as you're okay with the fact that they are most of the time not at home, because they are flying all over the world. They can totally defend you against bullies. True. And I can think of far better ways to show it off. Oh, is this the night we sealed the deal?
Can you think of a better night? There's romance in the air. I can smell it. $10 says Isaac is planning something.
He smirks and takes a sip of his drink.
Oh wait, I forgot.
He forgot.
We're doing second midnight together, right? Maybe I should grab a few more drinks.
You know, if you need to drink more to have the courage to be with me, then they put a leash on you and you can get into the same flight with them as a pet. Yeah, you can try. But in general, that is also a problem because, as far as I know, pets are not allowed on flights except with some very strict permissions. And not, at least that was my recollection of the plan. He opens the door again and grabs some more booze.
Wanna head to your room? Some privacy would be nice, that and it's getting pretty loud.
Why? You can do it right here in the kitchen. That's true, first midnight must have set things off. Party's roaring and the booze is definitely flowing. Oh look, they forgot to pay the voice actor. Oh no. Did they? No, they actually forgot to pay the voice actor here. No actual talk line. Sure, let's head to my room.
Perfect! And don't worry, I grabbed one for you too. Just remember to pace yourself. There's 3 midnights to go.
So start with the whiskey. He hands me another drink and I start to follow. Pretty odd that he was leading me to my room. I guess he just likes taking the initiative. And as I always put it that way, and then they fucked. Yes, they fucked.
I'm pretty nice. Yeah, but I mean, they choose to watch me over everyone else. When I try to list some reasons, that one just rises right to the top.
It's a Ken event, truly. You won me over the moment you met me.
Oh, was it how I rested my arm across the booth? Wait, don't answer that. I know it was.
Well, if that's all it takes to get in someone's pants, then
If I knew you felt that way, I would have actually pulled you in. But you gotta get a gauge on things before making a move.
a nod as Taylor gives me a wide smile. And speedrun.
People, I'm already having enough trouble with those leaked photos.
Leaked photos? Is there a spicy story here? And can I see them?
I wish. Well...
Because I skipped it, he said like, I wish. And I'm like,
I guess maybe I deserve this. I bullied a lot of people. Didn't make their lives any easier. It was only a matter of time until someone from my past came along.
He did bully other people, and now he became the one getting bullied. Sometimes. That's true, we can never outrun our past.
You seem to be doing... There was decided... When I figured... It's real. No matter... Because I... Go ahead. Then But...
Oh no! The naughty part is getting skipped. This is one of the unrealistic part. Taylor just asked and then they banged shortly after. Like Tinder. Yeah. I mean, at this point, they already, well, know each other. Not for long, actually. We are talking about, like, a week?
Whoa, just who I was looking for. Having a good time so far, Delta?
Like, a week? Look, the thing is, some people don't mind. Like, some people don't mind just having sex with people, and that's all they wanted. and it's fine. I'm not like that, but there are definitely a lot of people who are like that. I don't know how much Taylor and Delta met, but doesn't Taylor live in his own house? He lives in his own apartment, that is correct. We only hung out with him mostly when he was like with our group, so we can reduce this to probably a few days. I will be honest, a smile does fit on his face, on Dante's face. Instead of being gloomy, Dante. Having the time of my life.
Glad to hear it. Want another drink? I can barely taste the booze in these things.
That's the most dangerous kind of alcohol. I can tell he's already drunk, at least a little. But I choose to take him up on the offer and have another. Also, I ignored Bob last time, so let me get over here. Actually, I can speedrun this.
Wanna... Just don't...
Are all Canadian, all greater Minnesotians this alcoholic? I don't know.
So, I actually wanted to give you something. I meant to do this earlier, but I saved it for tonight.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Delta.
Dante is very good at keeping you on distance, which I can understand. He says my name in a stern fashion, but he's clearly joking.
You sure know how to add to the moment. Just a sec. I hope you don't find this gift too sappy.
Which is a good thing. I agree.
I know you've never really read my work, so I wanted to give you something special.
Look, it is actually never discussed in the game itself, but Delta gives me the feeling that he might be asexual. Which is completely fine, but like, you know, how he treats you when it comes to the dating parts is pretty telling, actually. Maybe demisexual, asexual, demisexual, one of these two. Like, it feels like it. I cannot tell if it's like that, if it's really that fact. Asexual question mark? Or just gay? Look, none of that must be true. He could just prefer to take its time and keep distance and give it time. That is also clearly just normal. And the other two are just as normal as well. He walks over to his bookshelf and takes something out.
Here.
Whee,
Well,
speedrun.
It's all...
Or just gay.
But I can... So, to me, it's like giving a piece of myself away.
Delta's
Imagine doing that, then getting shut down.
Delta's gender is up to your imagination. That is true. And the preferences as well. True. Except one. All of these people accept polyamory as a complete normal part of life. Because otherwise we wouldn't like hang out and date all our friends, and everybody would be completely fine with it. This short game doesn't tell us much about Delta. Yeah.
It happens more than you'd think. I hope you'll read it.
Of course I'll read it.
Glad to hear it. Make sure to tell me what you think.
He smiles at me and rubs the back of his head.
Everything going on lately has got me thinking. I know it's we're talking again. I knowing that I have that some that made it, but I wonder if no, I'm just rambling though. I didn't bring you here to put you to sleep.
Rambly raccoon, you say? As I know about Polly, but in real life sometimes it's filled with more drama than an Indian TV show. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. You are cute when you ramble, Dante.
Wait, what? I mean, thanks, Delta. It's so easy to judge people after they vent. I'm just glad that it didn't sour your perception of me.
He stands up from the bed.
Hear that?
Happy nude dear.
Happy New Year, Delta.
We hug each other, securing a tight embrace.
You know, I've honestly just been stalling since I'm nervous.
Why?
Well, you know how I said that book was like a part of myself. There's a reason I wanted you to have it. After you read it, you'll know me so much better. Even if you don't realize it, you still will. Each word is my heart poured onto that page.
And I also know that you put your friends into your books, but only the ones that will die in the book. What does that say about Dante?
And so,
Does it tell me that Dante likes to bully his friends? Or does it mean that he secretly wants to murder his friends? In the book, it's just 200 pages of please, please. A date? It would be my honor. The Riz Master.
Wow. Talk about a happy new year. Thanks, Delta. This is gonna be my best one yet.
He places his hand in mine and brings it to his lips. Ah, there's my second last achievement. He has such a way with words. Kissing the top of it softly, he releases his grip and smiles.
I can think of a few cool places to go, but right now, we've got a party to get to. Don't want to miss that fourth and final midnight.
It's a bit old-fashioned to kiss a hand, but it's not wrong. It's okay. I just thought about this. But like, the most dirtiest part of most humans are their hands. And I'm like, do you really want to kiss that? We kiss feet in this channel. That is correct. Our moderators in this channel kiss feet.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dante!
Oh, you...
Oh,
No.
Don.
All right.
And you
I've been...
Yeah,
And we...
it's
Fair enough.
that. I'm always.
Okay, now...
I'm. You go.
humility.
What?
So...
So you. If I find.
And what...
Usually.
And
It's. Decide.
So...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ready?
Not real...
I think sanity wasn't in mind when people invented the kiss on the hand thingy. I think back then people had also no fucking idea about that fact. And it was more considered a violation of your privacy if someone would just lean in and start kissing your lips or your cheeks. But it's also a very cultural thing, right? And they use perfume instead of taking a shower. Yeah. Isn't it weird when you think about it? You know? Back in medieval times, you were looked at as strange and almost like disgusting when you were someone who took a regular bath and you smelled like actually good instead of horse shit. And now it's the opposite way, right? And at the same time, also, it changed from people using perfume, and I know we still have perfume, and I know people still use perfume, but these days I feel like a ton of people stopped using perfume, and I'm glad about that, because most perfumes smell just not good. You know, people started to become like kind of paranoid in that sense, that they feel like, oh my god, I must use perfume to smell good, because they think like they wouldn't smell good if they didn't, which is just silly.
Well, I have a... Go. I want to change... How... Well, I'll...
Yeah?
Thanks. Who wants to go...
I want to see. And I'm.
Ooh. Delta?
You know, one of the worst offenders, like one of the absolute worst offenders ever, is Axe. You know? The deodorant Axe. Like, why does it exist? It smells bad, and people still buy it and feel like, yeah, it makes me smell good. And it's like, no, you smell shitty. You smell like you landed in a concoction of chemicals, and it's just disgusting. Companies make the problem so they can sell the solution. Of course they do. Did you mean my can of flamethrower? Yes, I do.
I want to... So...
We'd be happy.
If we can...
And I'm glad.
Right. I'm still working on that one myself. Fear of rejection is definitely real.
Yeah, I hold myself back a lot too. I probably shouldn't. That's how you create regret after all.
I'm actually gonna adopt this resolution. Hold me to it, Delta. We'll pull it off together.
Well, that makes all of us.
Nope.
Do you want to make it?
Yeah.
We gotta.
Oh,
Works for...
But to what? Wait. Here's...
Wow.
And it'll...
Hold him, Delta. Hold him down. Hold him down so Coffee can kiss his feet.
Fourth midnight, huh? I'm sure I have some tough acts to follow.
I saved the best for last on purpose. Delta, impregnate that man. And don't forget the curse symbol that you need to, like, draw on the belly first.
Me? The best? How much have you had to drink?
He laughs, then looks down at his jacket.
I need to clean up a bit before the big moment. Okay. There we go. Much better.
No, it's not much better. Take it off. You look better without it. I think you looked better without it, actually.
Well, then, consider yourself lucky. I don't really like to take this off in front of people. Did I tell you that this belonged to my dad? Or... Oh.
Yes, we talked about
I
that.
don't... But... Dante grew... Everyone teases me, though, and downplays my ability. It's kind of annoying, if I'm perfectly honest.
They're probably just jealous of how awesome you are.
Glad to know I'm not the only one who thinks so. You usually only criticize others so you can feel high and mighty.
I would never do that. Right, coffee moderator? Reach inside the jacket for a hug. Yeah. Or better, reach under his shirt for a hug.
Anyway, we're getting a... They even let me wear it at work, which you've probably noticed. Most people are cool with it, but a lot of them claim favoritism. Not everybody is the son of an Argus legend, after all.
Wait, a legend?
Something like that, yeah. He pioneered the... But I...
Like that one sentence in Stardust
More than
Kids.
you already have, of course. I just wanted to make sure that you're doing all right.
Well, that's a good way how to hug people, right? Got a bit more? That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you worry. I was actually trying to do the opposite. Just...
Totally good friends, yes. Thanks, Isaac. I'm here for you too.
Of course. Glad to know it's mutual. You ready to get...
I'm still a bit salty about that I didn't get my romance in Stardust Kids. I only wanted romance, nothing more.
Wait, head... Anyway, when you gotta... Delta, quick, red or green? Pick your favorite.
Huh?
I thought it was a...
Green.
Roger.
Well,
Gotta.
Hold on. All right.
That isn't gonna.
please. What?
All right. Well,
That's...
one more
Sure, I'm.
here.
Ba 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 ba. Wah 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 wah.
What? I could go. Hey,
Thanks. It mean.
Hey.
Yeah.
ready? That.
Hey.
5,
4.
3.
2, 1. Hey.
Hey.
This. As we. I wish you're the. No matter what I do, our bond will always be my greatest achievement. All I can hope for is that one day I'll make you just as happy.
You already have, Isaac.
Well then, I'm glad to hear it.
Totally
Thanks,
ruining
Delta.
the moment.
Let's make this the best year of our lives.
Yeah, the best.
What? Shh.
That really...
It'll...
But coffee.
Wait, let's go.
Are you ready for Switzerland?
Oh.
I will say that is one of the things I never expected to hear in a visual novel game. They bring up Switzerland. Like, what? 2 hours later. 2 hours after. The midnight deaths. The what? Swiss are always up to something. That is correct.
Let's feel not. What do you? No, not really. So, I just.
Sappy talk.
Wait, enter. What's? I don't know.
What are you up to, Mr. Streamer? I think I'm speedrunning a visual novel I really care for.
Same. We will. Yeah. Good. Yeah. I'll take your word for it. I think. Yeah. I feel. Oh. Hey. Well. You mean once? No. Kind of. Don't worry. You.
What a useful idea, speedrunning a visual novel. But hey, I might even get the last achievement in the game. Which is a really silly one. When lives are lost, resolve is found.
What? Yeah.
Too bad.
There's all.
Remember, this is still the transition between chapter 3 and 4. We're not even in chapter 4 yet. Like,
Well.
What was that? Sorry, I was lost in my head.
Oh, no worries. We're just.
No, I'm still.
Do we? I mean, it can't be this. Close to a. Yeah, you sound. I don't know, but you. I've.
Remember.
My poor finger, or should I say my poor bean. Taylor's right, we've got this in the bag.
Knew I could count on you, Delta. Always the voice of reason.
I'm just trust.
Then. Betrayal. Yeah.
Betrayal!
Alright.
It's a bit.
Easy as.
Don't get.
It's not. In. If you. So. Free. Just. Right. Well, just. Taylor. Dante. You'll have to wait and see.
Oh my god! The cliffhanger. Wait and see. I wonder how much this hotel room costs per day. Look, if it costs like $50 a day, I would take this hotel room. Sounds reasonable. You know, the best part is like you can fool around on the bed. And meanwhile, the people on the other side of these skyscrapers can look what you're doing. Considering that basically this is what we are going to do here. It's 50 kroner, sir. You know, I make a joke about this, but basically that is actually what's going to happen in this room.
Only what? Something. So, I have a lot of people. Isn't
You know,
well,
considering that
so
we are
it's all-
at this point where we say like,
Seriously?
you know, we are at this point where we are like, we need to stay together, and we like decide already that if someone wants some private time or talk in the room, then everybody is going to leave the room, but they are waiting outside. And I'm like, so guys, could you like sit outside on the floor for, let's say, an hour?
In the
And her
Yeah.
oh, you mean I can't. How? Just a few. So if you stick, you keep. Well,
Real.
yeah. I work for Cypher.
Oh my god! The reveal!
Wait,
Betrayal!
who else?
Seriously? Even you, Delta?
I would be lying if I said I was surprised. He scoffs.
I had a big reveal planned and everything. You're really gonna take this away from me?
I planned a trip, and then to a house where you will solve puzzles and getting in distress, and I'm going to save you, and then we all go to Disneyland.
Well, we're not taking it away from you.
How?
Well, no, using.
Then, alright. I
And
so, it's not
When
You mean
I can't stick, but that's all I can't.
you make
Tante,
and
it's happened. We don't worry. The call.
all right.
Have you been? Well, sorry.
No.
It would.
kind of.
See, trust.
At this point, I wish the game had like a fast forward button. Be it in-game as a soft button, or at least a bindable button in the options menu.
You got.
Instead, I have to click my mouse for a billion
It
times.
was clear. Still got. I guess that time has come. As much as I wish it hadn't. Everything in the town square really changed up my plans.
What are those plans exactly?
Actually, I can't talk about that right now. I'm trying to figure. Yeah. And I. Quite positive. Even. I can't imagine. Didn't see that. Tell me about it. Okay, now that's. How? Yeah? It still doesn't. But their eyes. That report, it was. It was after the. Yeah, but that's. Good. Remember. Until the end. Perfect. Remember.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
We bang later, okay? Yes, very interesting. I know. Crazy. Part 4. Stronger than hope. Well, everybody is stronger than hope because hope is a little child, but... Oh wait, this is not Final Fantasy.
Welcome to the final fragment map. Enjoy the conclusion.
Yes, and we will in a second, but I need to go to the toilet. So give me 2 minutes. I will be right back. And I'm back. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go. Let's go through all of this.
Experience supplement.
Go, go, go. Go, 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 go.
Hey, Don. What's
Hey,
What do you?
like?
Good question.
It's not a. I'm. Sal? Oh, what theory? Well, I get. Imagine. Not. Well, you mean I. Yeah. That is. My. Except. Why should this. You. Yeah. If. Yeah. Then.
yeah,
In.
Is this
As long.
yeah,
makes
Regard. Hope.
To
Yeah.
yeah. Found a funny moment? There are no funny moments in my streams. Never, ever.
Experience supplement.
It's all extremely serious.
hey, Claire.
What?
Do you have a
like?
one that
I've been thinking.
the one that you said?
Yeah,
Any?
because I'm.
Wah.
Do you,
Well, I tried, but
wait.
yeah, but you're
So.
not real.
Uh,
Well,
oh,
yeah, or in this.
but not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my
If you're on his.
harsh.
It's cut.
That's.
Hmm.
But I'm not.
But
Oh, the next one.
hey, what? Hey.
Experience supplement.
Yes, please. Next.
Isaac. Working.
Oh. How? He's stuck.
I just.
Ow. To be me. You. It's hard. He might.
I.
Well.
Wasn't-
Yeah.
How'd you?
You're humil.
Dropping.
Hey, have you?
Hey,
What if?
It's not.
Is.
Me. We.
How do?
That's.
deep
Fair.
introvision talk.
Sight. It's.
Did that?
Right. Ooh.
Experience supplemental.
Yep. 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 Yay.
We. Hope. Yeah, definitely. I just want to celebrate Delta's accomplishment.
Celebrate me? Really?
Yeah. Getting cleared is a big deal, especially at your age.
Ugh.
Taylor.
I'm with.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't.
You.
Then why not just?
Huh?
It. De-
The.
Are these?
Well.
It's my job.
You know, I've never actually known anybody who saw a counselor. Is it true that you're just free for the rest of your life?
Yep. Unless my mental health goes under, I guess. I'm going under.
Well, I doubt that'll happen. Especially with the company you keep.
True. The company certainly takes care of my mental health.
A little full of ourselves today, aren't we?
It's not like that, Dante. Remember, Delta moved here for a reason. They had a counselor back at home, too.
Yeah, I saw them for years.
Exactly. But look at how things went since you moved. Just a couple of weeks and you're already cleared. It's like I said from the start. Things are better here. And I think that's worthy of a party. Don't you?
Should we throw one in our room?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll invite a few of my friends over.
Just don't tell them the real reason we are partying.
Right. Right, of course. They'll just be there to add to the atmosphere. Maybe Isaac can invite a few of his friends too.
Sounds good to me.
Well, that's why we're here, right? Might as well.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 wow, 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 wow. ASMR stream
Experience
when?
supplemental.
I don't know. ASMR stream. Right.
You know, I keep thinking. How
That. See.
Right.
As.
Like,
Oh, that's
if our...
You
It's-
You mean...
I'm-
And you just...
I get
So this...
Mom, 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 mom,
No.
mom.
fair.
So.
Uh,
I'm quick.
I'm
Yeah.
Death.
Hey.
The.
but inside.
Maybe.
Still on. Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
I need a group of friends that are like these guys.
Experience supplemental.
I wouldn't mind the banter. Smack
So-
talk.
The leader.
Oh.
Yeah,
Who do you think it is?
I heard.
How's it?
You can't just.
What?
It's.
I
From.
well. Feel we're and the thing.
Trust.
Well, if.
I
Right.
most
And that's
yeah.
What?
More like... Stuff. It's pretty...
makes a. Hey. Man.
Where you. Can you?
I gonna well because
Hey, I need a car.
I get.
That's all we really...
Build me
Yeah.
one. Bruce here needs a car. Hey,
Experience supplemental.
almost there.
Hey.
Hey,
There's.
go for
Well, you.
well,
But-
and get
One.
I can't...
and it,
Mine.
Wait.
I think
That's.
huh. I never said it was a life-changing secret.
Wait, I'm confused. What is it?
If you drink during the day, you don't get a hangover.
Yep. You get to enjoy the high without the low. It's just a habit I picked up with work so it doesn't interfere. A hangover is a surefire way to destroy your productivity.
So, Argus drove you to alcoholism.
yay.
2-day drinking, actually. It's not as uncommon as you'd think.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. But what about people who work overnight? If they only have spare time during the day, are they alcoholics?
Surefire way to destroy your liver. True.
I guess not.
Exactly. Time is relative. Why not prefer the method without a hangover?
But drinking and then the next day drinking over the day so you avoid the hangover, that's not how it works.
Is he projecting his denial onto us?
Yes.
Not really. He kind of has a point. If I could get rid of hangovers, I'd do it.
Exactly. You've just been conditioned to drink at night.
Wait, I actually read about this. In ancient times, tyrants would reward slave workers with beer. It pacified them and made them less inclined to fight back.
Never know until you try it out yourself. I don't know. I would rather prefer my methods of like already drinking responsible in the first place, and then in the worst case, take multivitamins before you go to sleep. And I don't really actually want to try it out. Thank you. I already had the experience to see how shitty it is to be drunk.
Really?
Well, that's what the theories say. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
About what?
Argus does make booze cheap and easily available. Maybe, if they are.
Let me see. That is the council. Yep. I'm going to do this event first.
Pivotal.
For a second, because, if everything goes right, I can get here the last achievement. The people we end up hating are usually the ones we love the most. I disagree. In some cases, to some degree, yes, but mostly, no.
Well, honestly, there's not much else to say. The final step is just your consent and your signature.
Not a signature?
Just a conclusion of the paper trail that we've started together. Delta?
Yes. Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes, I will. Normal streaming day.
I was asking if you consent to the clearing.
To be honest, I'm not doing great. To be honest, I'm doing great.
Glad to hear it. You
Your counselor inspired you to pursue this career?
Yeah, I owe it all to them. They taught me how important this field can be. As my patient, we share a very special bond.
Okay then, I will go to sleep and see you later for some more serious game. Okay. Then, thank you so much for being here, Coffee, and sleep well, positive dreams, and see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. You adorable bean.
The honesty,
How exactly?
it's the resolve I sense. It can
Isaac said the same actually. I shook things up for a lot of people.
Remember when I told you that your time in the spotlight would come? Someone. Oh, I forgot to ask. Did you see the news, like I mentioned?
You mean the leader of Argus making an appearance?
Yeah, it's quite a big deal, isn't it? Well, can you do me just one favor, Delta?
Of course, what is it? What is it?
Keep inspiring others, all right?
Okay, apparently I'm not gonna get that. Well, guess then not. I will survive, that's okay.
Experience supplement.
Oh well. Oh well. Hey!
You all ready?
For what?
One last hurrah before tomorrow? Ooh, anything good? You'll just have to wait and see.
You know, I'm kind of scared.
Why's that?
Everything comes to an end tomorrow. Isn't anyone else a little worried?
Not really. I've never been more confident in my life. You'll all be fine. I guarantee it.
Infiltrating Argus's HQ. Yeah, the definition. Fine. What's it?
They have. Why not?
You know,
What?
is it?
I talk
Blah, 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 blah.
Enlighten.
if and he
And I
see it.
You know, wouldn't be.
it's
But it's.
I guess
Okay, that finishes that line of sequences. That's good. Well, let's get through the dating part.
Experience.
And don't misunderstand me, I like the dating part. But we are going to speedrun them.
Enjoying the con so far? I'm kinda glad we won that bet.
Let us use the money to take a vacation together.
Like, just the two of us? I'm game. But, where should we go?
How about the forest of Greater Minnesota? Starts thinking, but then stops immediately.
Actually, let's not derail the conversation. I take it you want... You mean... Can you imagine having a wait... Exactly. But I don't think... But without... And if... I used... But then... So... There's no... Oh? Is everything okay? I don't know, Delta. But you said... How is that possible? The ability... I believe you. It makes sense. Well, don't you... And I know... What does it change? Well, fancy a game of 4D chess, huh? What should we do then? In fact... Like the idea... Beside this... Of course... But some... Oh, but that makes... Of course... Let's see... Well... What... Right. Could... But... It'd be... So... You... When I... Even... I remember... My dad's... But that... Obvious... So that... But... That's... Well... It... But that's where... And there's... And... And... That's... Well, but even he would... But it... Those... I hope that's good. You know? And it's And I'd never... All this... So...
Remember.
Experience. Heart.
Yeah. Speed dating your friends.
what? It's the better. How do you feel about all this, Delta? I can tell it's affecting you more than you let on.
It was, but I feel calm now that you're by my side.
Well, really? Good to know I have that effect. Personally, I won't be able to relax until Sunday is over. But with everything going on, I hope you don't blame me. In this situation, I don't think anything could calm me down. Nah, I feel like you gotta... Time... Other people... After Sunday, I might never do anything again. Just sit at home and avoid creating any regrets.
I think that's what Argus is aiming for.
Full social control, huh? I never figured they'd end up being that evil, but I saw those bodies. I saw their true nature. Also, I might as well get this out of the way. Sorry, Delta, but I don't believe you. I don't think we're being watched right now. But at the same time, they did announce this technology, so maybe I'll meet you halfway, at the more believable part.
And what's the more believable part?
That one day we'll be able to revisit these memories. Remember what Taylor said way back when we were pre-gaming? Create some memories that we can revisit whenever we want. I don't know about you, but that's been my motto lately. You're worried, coming from a... You're giving... Or first it was the agent, now it's this.
I did see an agent down there.
But the footage said otherwise. Now that's impossible. Maybe we should just focus. I don't know how, so we can talk. I'd say... Hopefully, then after everything is over, I can reconnect with my family. Yeah, of course. But it's our kind of...
Mr. Crepes. I say crepes. I say crepes. Mr. Crepes. Oh, subtitles. Good job.
Experience.
Here we go again, speed dating the next person, Taylor.
You know, I'd hate to. That's why, and you know what? I remember, a city, I'm just, what about, how can I do something so reckless? Why am I so torn between my image and my beliefs?
It's normal to feel things you're feeling.
Really? How so?
A little hesitation is normal when you're changing the world. You'll be heralded as a hero for this, not punished.
You think so?
I know so. August can't keep the world in their grip.
What if they can? What if they catch us? They can just lock us up. That, and write any narrative they want. Make us look bad.
No, our story will definitely be told.
Yeah, you really... I'm used to being watched and judged from the future anyway.
What do you mean by that?
Well, whenever I end a stream, a rerun is uploaded. People can watch it over and over again, whenever they want. That past version of me is constantly being observed. It's like a time capsule of that...
True. What is a streamer? I don't know. Never heard of streamers.
Yeah, I mean, I still... And I'm... It's...
And here we observe the animal, a streamer. The streamer is not usually seen outside of his own environment.
Experience.
The streamer is usually paying attention to his chat, where he observes that Angeware is actually present and hasn't said a word yet.
How weird.
You know, I bet...
Oh no, I'm pointing fingers.
It's nice. Gotta keep... You say that there's an agent after us, right? What if we end up dead like those zeros?
It's not gonna happen,
Are
Clay.
you sure about that, though?
Yeah, me and Isaac have a new theory.
A theory? How is a theory gonna help us out here?
It's about the new technology Argus is making.
What technology is that?
Nostalgia technology, the ability to revisit past memories.
I see.
There's a chance that everything we do will be observed in the future.
Everything?
Yeah, perhaps they're even doing it right now.
But from the future?
I know it sounds weird, but it works in our favor.
How exactly?
We can send a message to the future, one that Argus can't intercept.
And what kind of message would that be?
Evidence and testimony especially from our visit to the HQ.
Oh, I see what you mean. A memory can't be forged or modified.
Exactly. We live for the future. Our lives become a time capsule.
Live for the future, huh? You know, my old manager used to tell me that. We even talked about performances in VR. Your theory's kinda similar, isn't it?
Similar. Oh,
Well, all I'd have to do is record one performance. They could set it up to loop for the rest of eternity if they wanted. Anyone could immerse themselves in that world and watch it happen.
oh, it's starting to make sense.
So if we ever did that, I'd be living for the future, capturing one moment in time meant to be viewed later on. We do that with photos and videos all the time anyway. And trust me, I'm no stranger to the flash of a camera. I just hope that they don't abuse this technology. It really blurs the lines between right and wrong.
That's true, yeah. I don't elaborate on the theory in an attempt to avoid the scary parts. It's clear that Argus wants to use this to invade our lives even more. True, but we can use this technology against Argus.
Really?
As soon as it comes to fruition, we can show the world our memories.
So we basically script our lives in a way that antagonizes Argus. If they really are bad, then that shouldn't be a problem. Especially if we're going to be in the heart of their HQ.
He's catching on.
It's pretty cool when you think about it. You know, I've gotten used to having eyes on me at all times. It might be nice for people to see things from my perspective for once. Hopefully they don't think our dance was too cheesy.
He laughs and smiles at me.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, by the way?
Oh, there's so much I want to talk about with him. But I can't talk about it, or else he would figure out what I did to him. I mean, I feel like he already knows. He must already know, right? I was the only one who could have entered his room during the time frame. And not only that, but I doubt I put the business card back in the right page. Taylor even told me that he started locking his door after that happened. And why is he talking to me right now? Why is he so friendly and open to this outlandish theory of mine? Part of me wonders if it was intentional, like a cry for help. Maybe he wanted someone to read his diary. No, that couldn't be it. I realize he's staring at me, awaiting a response. After shaking my head, I apologize for losing my train of thought.
No worries, happens all the time.
Simply say the first thing that comes to mind. Dragons! Oh, wait. I wanted to learn about more about you, actually.
Really?
Yeah, your life seems like it would be really interesting.
From the outside, I'm sure it does. But I assure you, it's pretty sad and boring.
Wanna put that to the test? He smiles again.
Sure, why not? After this hiatus, I'll need permission for everything. Might as well capitalize on my one taste of freedom, right? And if other people listen in on this one day, well, even better. I can open up to everybody while only opening up to you. I'd call that a win-win, wouldn't you?
I would say so, yeah. Sits down on the edge of the bed and scoffs.
You have any idea how weird you sound, though? I mean, people spying on us from the future? If Komorebi wasn't real, I probably wouldn't believe you. But my life proves firsthand that the past and future can interact.
I find it odd that I came up with this theory. The only person in the group who didn't experience a vision. At least their unique situation worked out in my favor here.
You know, this is kind of like writing in my diary. But instead of recording stuff on paper, we're using our minds. At least with this, I know other people are going to be seeing it.
Hi there, Bob. How's the cabin going? I'm not sure how to take that statement. I choose not to ask for clarification.
Well, what did you want to know? After New Year's Eve, I'd trust you with anything.
Sitting down beside him, I think of what I should ask. can't be too invasive, as I'm pretty sure some topics are off limits, especially his vision. His family life seems to be a touchy subject too, though. Apparently, his manager was the closest thing he had to something normal. And he mentioned that he had people up in the stars watching him live his life. It's odd. No matter what, I find myself circling back to this career as a pop idol. Even though I was aching to ask about other matters, I didn't know how to go about it. I wonder if that's how he felt. No matter what, he'd always circle back as well. Perhaps he wanted to talk about the things that are bothering him. I'm reminded of the visit to my counselor, the things I wanted to say but couldn't. Sometimes we have no choice but to wear a mask and deflect tough conversations. I noticed the bed shake slightly. In his position at the edge, he's kicking his feet back and forth. His heels hit the frame in a steady rhythm. Thud, thud, thud. Good job. Subtitles. It's like the ticking of a clock reverberating through my body. Actually, I can speedrun this because I remember that this was a thing. If you weren't an idol, what would you be?
Lost, honestly. Finding. Yet, for me, kind of vision. It's funny, eventually, but so we're at.
And here we go again.
You know, I thought it'd be harder to open up like that, but I guess the circumstances are pretty unique.
I'm happy that you opened up like that. I'm here for you.
Thanks, Delta. It means a lot. Especially with what we're planning to do on Sunday. So let's push through it and pick this up on a new day.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
That should conclude it. Yep. It's still going.
Experience.
Woo. Basically everything is skippable here.
You know, of course.
I just can't get over the fact that they use like this sexy saxophone
I felt like you had to know something.
for this character.
We'll take that feeling. He's never let me down. I wish I could. I guess people and even sometimes I just mean to. And in that case, is it truly a law? Yeah, maybe we need if we. So
What? Hey.
Well, once.
Oh no, the spicy part. And I just skip over it. How dare I?
Hey, you know, let's. I think and experience. Right.
Also, I say spicy part, but it's really harmless. Like, nothing is shown and the text is not too explicit.
Anyway, and it's
You know?
Let's get back.
So it's perfectly safe to stream. I want all the time I can get with you. With another smile, we leave the room together. And that concludes all the heart-to-hearts. Yes, now to the actual story parts.
Experience pivotal.
Be yourself. Your time in the spotlight will come eventually. Oh look, there was my bot. My first bot of the day. Woo!
You. Yeah.
Don't you get in?
No.
Yeah.
You.
I've been.
It's. Wait. Yeah. That is. This gives. It's. I just.
Hey.
Hold on. Delta's always the voice of reason.
He gave me a copy of his book on New Year's Eve.
I knew it.
Really, Delta? If it's that troublesome, I'll just stop.
I think they're just bugging you.
I can't.
You can be.
Well, right.
Not a. How is. Well, what's.
Hey. Remember? Why'd you sign?
We get.
Oh no, you're a writer and you're giving
Gonna die
a copy
for you?
of your book
Dude,
to your friends. How terrible.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Oh god.
Hey.
Okay, so if you're at this point and wondering why the hell is this streamer always laughing at the part of like people going like, hey, the previous visual novel from the same creator of this game, it's called Winds of Change, and it was extremely prominent that every character when they started to talk to you started basically like, hey, hey, hey. Hey. And even Spiritfarer had one character that goes like, hey.
Yeah, me.
What? What? It's. Fine. I
Don't.
It's on.
And that's why I'm so amused when characters in this game go like, hey. I feel also that Clays intentionally put those lines into the game as a reminder for the previous game. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's also not uncommon to say, like, when you greet someone, hey, there's no greater power than moral support. Woo! Moral and ethics. For your standards.
Serious.
Only $2.99 in your local
Sorry.
grocery store.
I'm not.
Oh.
It's karma. It. I. Ser-
Yeah, I don't.
Story.
Dante.
Ooh, that's.
Where'd you? Hold on.
Ooh.
Well, Delta? How does it feel?
How does what feel?
Getting cleared, I mean. Must be a big weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, but if I'm not a patient anymore. This might be it. Yeah, but if I'm not a patient anymore, I can ask him out. By the way, I wouldn't say this personally as a choice. I'm doing this choice because there is an achievement behind this.
You can... What now? Never mind, actually. It's none of my business. Did, anything ever happen, by the way? I see. I was starting to wonder if you could be part
it's
of
not that.
How high up exactly? Wow. It...
Okay, so basically,
All right.
It's ready as.
Ready.
the strange part is basically like, So basically, one of the achievements is basically you trying to hit on your counselor. I'm not sure if it's still possible to do so, but shall see.
Experience pivotal from.
It's basically the last achievement I do not have in this game, and I will not cry if I don't get it. Learn to find beauty in the unknown rather than fright. This is funny, but you don't understand this unless you played Winds of Change.
Well, so
In the
just last time I arranged a meeting, right? So yeah,
Where?
no, at least
true. You did.
right. More. Someone approached.
Wow, 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 wow.
You then that did you as you just good yeah I'm going in my I takes I'm going after how yes so very I but what what are you you can't I apply more pressure just I don't what huh sweet I then not
Wait.
and that but in
What?
you we no I'm the whole
Isaac!
think I run Isaac there's no in that but to that what did he I think
This section is wonderful. I love it.
Experience pivotal friend.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. Your failures should inspire you rather than hold you back. True. You need to fail to grow.
no
Yeah, that was a.
not I thought
It's cut. Well, but there.
oh or do you if they but and I'm of it and kind it's and yeah you that make and we've you oh it's if you what about and and so you oh
Mama. What are my subtitles even doing?
Experience pivotal.
Weird subtitles. Learning to take your own advice is the greatest strength of all. But I'm so good at being a hypocrite.
it putting
Are you?
I can't I have I know sure
So-
well what do you he just
Go.
Oh.
The. Oh.
yeah you know what they
Just
I get at are I mean well
Do you think?
doubt.
but
Press X to doubt.
hooray throw
Doubt.
Purely
I mean
when you put it.
How
Doubt.
do you?
Doubt. 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 Subtitles.
I'd have who else
Okay, now you're losing me.
I guess that makes sense. But what does it change?
Ideally,
does that really change anything though
Yeah, it does.
how
Right, but don't. When I and
I at least
I guess.
Doubt.
Okay, this, but if it,
Doubt.
I
Doubt. Doubt. Oh, don't. Okay. Sure. Subtitles. Just translate it to don't. The subtitles are Wouldn't you say like that's basically racist because my subtitles only support native speaking language?
Experience culmination fragment.
I don't know, maybe. So, we did everything. This is the end section. Thank you for choosing our future. This is gonna be a pretty long stretch, so I will speedrun it. So, all in all, I say like, look, if you're looking for a really good, very visual novel, then I can highly recommend Komorebi. But I would also say that you're probably going to have a little bit more fun with Komorebi if you play before this Winds of Change. Winds of Change is the game from the same dev before Komorebi. The reason I say this is because there are a few sections in this game that dip into Winds of Change.
I don't.
And also, Winds of Change itself is also a really good furry novel.
What?
That? Does it... That's... Yeah, but...
Kyle.
Are you?
And yes, in general, if you want to understand the entire story and what is going on, and then I can only say, like, either play it yourself, or if you're not interested in that, and you want to watch me play through it, there's an entire playthrough on my YouTube channel,
The feeling of dread.
which I could totally plug and go like, hey, here's my socials. Is my YouTube account, and yes, there is the entire playthrough. Just be aware it's gonna take like 33 hours to get through it, because as you can see, I read all the text that is not voice acted, and that adds a ton of time on top of it.
So,
Yeah. Huh?
who's that? Well, it's...
Dun 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 dun. Does that sign say Nyan?
I've never. I could. Fun. Hey,
Nyan.
I'm actually.
Nyan 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 nyan.
Right?
Don't you play?
I've been on...
Nyan
You could all.
Wait, really?
nyan
What? No
Nyan.
fair.
Let's.
nyan nyan nyan. Nyan 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 nyan. Nyan 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 nyan.
Are you all
Young
ready?
Yona. Yes, young Yona.
It's ready?
All right. Just
I wanna play Risk of Rain too. In all honesty, but I promised that I will finish this speedrun today. And I shall keep my word, as I change my hand from the mouse to the other hand so I can actually drink something.
use. I'll make that better than.
Okay.
Like Isaac. After.
They're saying...
Yeah. Heart. They. What did you? That
Isaac, what are you doing?
need to plant a few seeds.
Gotta say...
But you'd think. Please. Nobody is getting.
Okay.
Fine. Oh,
Huh?
What was that?
Da, 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 da. Oh,
Yep. Saves me time from doing it now. For the reception.
Isaac.
okay. It's getting along. Yawn.
Home. Just. Perfect. That'll. Wait, how? Oh, I. No. This is.
And that.
Not all the elevator.
Sorry about that.
All right.
What? All right.
They talk.
So
They're all.
Are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Sure.
20.
Don't worry.
Bum 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 bum.
Once. Sorry.
Are you gonna tell us what's going on? Starting.
If they.
Isaac, are
You.
Are you
Abs. You. What?
I'm not.
Neither.
You can't. I thought.
What's...
What?
You don't...
It's getting tense. Thriller time. I get a thriller. That's not what I said. I know. Wow.
Greeting. What? Loyal? We should. Loyal. It was. And. We rate in this. Due to. Because. So. I. No.
Imogen. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, indeed. Meow, meow. How's it going?
So.
How's it going, Angry?
What?
You.
I thought.
Exactly. So. Not before.
Too bad.
Just. Two.
Isaac.
Hold on. Shit.
Wait.
Why?
It's. Any.
Ev-
I.
Yeah.
What? Nah. But now, Argus isn't the only. I don't think they have one. You. What?
Isaac! No! I knew...
Clay.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Tension.
Clay.
Yeah?
Also,
No.
don't worry.
What?
This.
This game is actually colorful. I'm having a specific filter on.
What? Three.
Didn't you... What? What? That doesn't... Well then, see...
Okay.
Thanks.
You.
No.
I.
Looks.
Here. What?
We have.
There's.
Remember?
We need to.
Please.
But what? There's a. We can go. Well, huh? So.
No, but
How?
Wait. This.
What's?
It's.
Oh no. Things are happening. I know, it's extremely interesting and you can completely read every text. But, yeah. Don't
You see
worry.
what
The ending is really interesting.
So. Oh. Put. What? It's. Didn't. All. All. But. We can. We. Speak. Don't worry.
Game? Okay. I was like,
I'm.
Let's get to...
Right. I.
da 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 da. Ba 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 da ba. Wow 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 wow. Dibbidi ba ba da ba ba da ba da. I know it's all thrilling and you are on the seat of your edge. You're on the edge of your seat. English, please.
You don't. Yeah. Here.
Do it.
No. Risk. So. Fine. Here. No.
Is...
Clay.
Huh?
Oh, good.
It was...
Your vision.
Yeah. Well.
you move.
Yeah.
But...
It looks...
Isaac. But Isaac.
Isaac. Hey. Hey.
There. Now.
Hey.
There's one.
So
It does...
Oh. Yeah. That's. It's right.
I remember.
you just take.
No.
You might.
No.
Member. I remember.
Let me get.
All right.
I remember. Okay. Okay. Where is the next scene? Oh, already here. That's good.
That's live.
Dude.
Def. Where'd you?
Yeah, trust. How much?
I.
It's just.
Hey. And. What? I. What? We need.
Yeah. That's you heard.
Yeah. And not.
You know...
Serious.
Yes.
Huh. You know. So.
I'm on the...
Isn't those. Sure.
Da 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 da
Hey.
da da da
Oh.
da 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 da
Also,
da 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 da.
That's really all I have to say, though. It was stupid. Stupid enough that I won't blame you if you hate me. But part of me wants to think I made it up to you.
Taylor, you know I could never stay mad at you.
And I promise never to take advantage of that. Thanks for working with me here. I was kind of worried.
He smiles.
Just know that I promise to never do it again. If we did there, what do you think Isaac should do? I mean, I'm part of camp, please destroy the thing.
I think Isaac should destroy it to keep us all safe.
Yeah, totally. I think his work is done. There's no need to go this far. It was about giving the Zeros freedom, not toppling corporations. I get not. I don't know. Until the end?
Until the end. I grab his hand and shake it. He pulls me in close until we are almost face to face. Leaning in, he talks directly into my ear. Buy Pokemon cards. Now.
You know, I used to think that fighting fate was futile. Until I fell for you, that is. You've really changed my life.
And then I ruined the entire mood by skipping it. Yeah, let's continue seeing each other.
Perfect. I can't wait to... Oh!
My immersion. My romance. My romance. My immersion. Mr. Krabs. Look at this. It's a speed run, but I'm already at 6 hours and 39 minutes. It's insane. Granted, I didn't skip exactly everything. I slowed down sometimes. But I think even if... I bet they are celebrating in the streets right now.
Yeah, probably. It definitely calls for celebration. But Argus isn't usually the type to allow fun. Those choppers could be a threat.
Where was I going with this? Yeah, so basically I slowed down at some points of the speedrun. But even if I was nice, I would still probably say, if you speedrun this and you literally do not stop, I would still say it's gonna take you 5 to 6 hours. You know, this visual novel doesn't have like a fast forward button in the game or in the options that you could just press down. It's not like Stardust Kids where there is such a button and it extremely fast forwards.
You know, I just hope it all... Well, anything you want.
Curious about your vision.
Oh, right. Well, I'm pretty sure you could already figure it out. I mean, you've already lived through most of it.
He smirks at me.
I seem to be in some type of leadership position. They say I was a bridge between worlds and a guide to the people. That's actually how I came up with the Hermes codename. I'm part of a group named Cypher, some sort of competitor to Argus, their first true rival. We forced innovation and change, created competition. That seemed to be enough to get the world out of its rut. I mean, say what you want, but things have been pretty stale. Argus made everybody scared of change. I never stopped believing that. But their reign was never going to be permanent anyways. It was only a matter of time until somebody had a vision like mine. Because of it, I was able to think outside the box and use my skills. You want to know something stupid? Argus always thought they were too big to fail, that nobody would take them down. The chaos would be too much. But because of that, they were arrogant and easy to hack. Too big to fail often goes hand in hand with being easy to topple. They just don't expect anybody to do something so reckless.
Sure. And speedrun.
But it's a lot. I dread the fact my own. I mean, we might be.
Did Karen ever ask you about his parents?
No. Why? Did he want to?
Yeah, I wanted to know why they defected, who they were.
Fair enough. I'd be curious too. But he never asked me, which is a little odd. You wanna know something weird? When we met Chiron on the street, I recognized him.
You met him before?
No, not really. He just looked eerily familiar. Like, I looked at I just know that Chiron was his. Is it? It doesn't really change anything. Exact. But after. If we. But like. Right. Well, we have. Yeah. Catch you by the.
Oh. I did it, Delta. In the server room, I found a computer. Isaac's mod gave my phone some high-level access. I looked into my family, Delta. No, it's not! Sorry, is that a... Wow, really? I guess sometimes you have no choice but to run away. Part of me wishes I could, but I need to stay and face the facts. I had to make a snap decision in that server room, Delta, and I was... I regret... Well, I didn't... But it's... They're gone, Delta. Just... gone. The last... It was a... What? And they... And what? If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have... You're right. I like that version of me in the vision, though. Yeah. I think... Everyone is out there celebrating victory and huh? Vaguely? Yeah.
Here's a lesson about family.
But you're right. I have... Thanks. Sorry again for raising my voice. It definitely... You know, and no...
So here's a lesson about family.
Remember, there's this...
Family doesn't mean it must be
I
blood-bound.
think it's the perfect place for... You know, I had a whole speech rehearsed. Me? Never.
So basically, here's the short... I repeat myself to the third time. About family. Family is not always blood-bound. Yes, you have a family that is blood-bound to you. You cannot choose that family. That family is a given to you. Or should I say, to most of us. But family is something that you decide what it is. Family can be anything. It can be a group of friends. It can be you and a pet you really love. That is also family. You have the choice to choose your family. And this doesn't mean it has to be the blood-bound family that you also probably have. So, never think like you have no family when, let's say, your blood-bound family is gone or has given up on you. You're not alone. You can always make a new family that cares for you, loves you, and that's the important thing to know. Because not everybody is as fortunate to have a family that will care for you, for whatever reason. So, don't give up. You can always create a new family for yourself, where you are part of. Keep that in mind.
Good to know. Though it's hard to believe we only met a few weeks ago. Yeah. I'll be... And I...
Oh my god, streamer is not taking the situation seriously. How dare. So as you see, we are now at 6 hours and 52 minutes.
Hey Delta, how are things going?
Better now that I'm out here with you.
You can never turn off that charm, huh? Even in situations like this. Isaac is the same, you know. That's part of why I admire both of you so much. But I guess I'm being a little biased. You know, the whole first in all of history thing? Isaac changed my life, so I owe him almost everything. Guess I'm sure gotta appreciate some validation now and again, right?
Right, I'm glad that I'm glad that the people side with Cypher.
And I'm glad that Isaac survived that gun. Nobody likes being the victim of a sneak attack after all, but wow. If Taylor were a
Definitely
second
made it.
later, we could all be dead.
He definitely made it up to us for the ditching.
In the best possible way, yeah. I'm curious what you think about the colony. I was born and raised here after all. Does it look like you thought it would?
Like I explained before, Snag, I had a complete different image in my head for the colony. Maybe we could settle down here after this.
Don't get too far ahead of me, Delta. I think I'm gonna stay in the city for a while. It's not as much green, like I said, but I can deal. Crossing that wall changed my life. Everything. I mean, there's... maybe... We should... I mean, well, even... This is what... It's like I got... I'm not sure the stuff that happened to him.
I like you, you're sweet bean.
And especially the stuff... It feels weird to witness us... Yeah, you might have...
But you're keeping me from the end. The end. Oh, nurse. Why do I say nurse?
Hey, Delta. Thought
Hey.
I'd come see what's up.
Just trying to process everything, it's a lot.
A lot is probably an understatement. I'm sorry for panicking back at the HQ, by the way.
I would say that was definitely panic-worthy.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. I didn't know what to expect from today, but it wasn't that. Until today, she only existed inside of my vision. The leader of Argus, though? Wow. Guess it makes sense that I never saw her then. I mean, they get... It can... But I can... Hey, I have a question.
Of course, you can ask me anything.
Well, the vision makes it really hard to live a normal life. And on days like that...
I don't think you should wish for something like that.
I guess you're right. Anyway, I hope things make a bit more sense to you. They upped my dosage before letting me take this break. Something about wanting to avoid a public incident.
Yeah, I understand a lot more now.
I just miss my old manager. I know he would have fought for me. But since I'm all alone, I usually just do what they say. We know what's best for you is their most... Did I ever tell you how I met him?
No, just that he passed away.
Oh. Well, he approached me after that talent show. Wanted to organize my transfer to a new school. My family obliged, and we started planning the move.
Sounds like he really believed in you.
Oh, he definitely did. He proved it every opportunity he could. Also, I had a best friend when I was in school. His parents were best friends with mine, too. When it came time to move, they wanted to move as well. I was actually really happy. I wouldn't have to lose my best friend. It was a long drive, and I convinced his parents to let him come in our car. So there we were, all four of us. It felt like we all had the world in our hands. But when you do, it always finds a way to slip through your fingers. I was the only one who survived the accident on the way there. I just remember waking up in a hospital bed. And he did.
Right, I remember.
I do miss my old name, though, pretty badly. I can still hear my friend calling it out every time he saw me. Sometimes. Really? Well, promise. On it. It starts.
I don't know.
It's. There is. I know you. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it, but it really helped me out. You understand a little more than the others outside. And in my situation... Oh, I definitely am. But it's also the start of something new. That's the thing about burning bridges, Delta. It's the only way we can build new, even stronger ones. And nobody says they can't lead to the same place as before. Also, I was gonna kiss you on the lips, but I decided to downgrade to the cheek. Let's call it even for what you did to me.
I shrug and tell him that's fine with me.
Let's get back outside then, alright? I'm dying to see what Isaac does next. Ready to see how...
The hesitation. No, but my perfectly 10 out of 10 romance. Romance. Stop saying Romans.
Yeah, you know. Of course. It's...
Isaac,
Huh?
Until...
But...
I try...
really?
He's...
Even if it makes your vision happen?
So, this speedrun basically took me like 7 hours. Holy moly.
I've already...
How?
Well... I want... And
That's a lot of time.
it's...
Hey,
Yeah?
Hey,
but...
No.
Well,
What is it?
just... It's almost... I know then...
What? And it's... You know how they...
Yeah.
It's... What it's... And...
Well...
Maybe.
It...
Yeah. No. Think... Yes.
Huh?
You know...
You...
I...
I get...
Hey.
Thank...
hey.
So...
Oh god, my DMCA. No, it's not gonna get DMCA'd. As far as I remember. Oh god, it's the actual ending. I have reached it. And yes, if you're wondering, this is Clace who's singing.
I think we all see things we don't wanna believe.
Nineki 99.
That changes our outlook, our fates and destinies. What can we change? What can we affect? I'll take what I can, because I can't live in a flashback just to escape that feeling that I'm unworthy.
Sean Chiplock is someone I know from multiple sources. Jesse Inokala, on the other hand, no. Michael Kovac is also a pretty known voice actor. Has a lot of voice acting done in many things. Now, Casey Mongillo might not tell you anything, but he is the English voice of Shinji, sadly. Jonah Scott is also less known. John Malone was, I think, on the last game. in the last game. I find it funny that JT Waski is in QA of this game. Which is funny.
Just you and me. Let's leave the flashbacks in history. Flashback in history.
This is always the dreadful part. Because it's usually a ton of Kickstarters, backers. Or not! I misremember. But yeah, that's the end of Komorebi Speedrun. One moment.